What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Kelvin's Garage. Today we have a very special episode for you today. We are going to change out the sun visor on the 2006 Honda Civic. Alright, the 2006 Honda Civic now has 277,000 miles, and if your Civic is anything like mine, you will have a sun visor issue, okay? So this is the driver's side sun visor. And quite a number of years ago, it already started breaking, okay? So what happened is that it wouldn't fold down or wouldn't fold back up from its folded out position. What was happening is that there's a mechanism inside here, this pole here that goes through the shaft here that goes through the sun visor. And for some reason, it starts getting sticky, okay? It starts getting not so smooth in terms of spinning around this pole here, the shaft here. And what happens is when you force it, it starts to split right here on the sun visor. And for many years, I was able to work around this by using this binder clip here, because if you keep the binder clip here, it prevents the sun visor from splitting open, and it can still work normally for many years. However, now that we are at 277K, these are the original sun visors, we have a problem, okay? So the sun visor, even though it has the binder clip, it will not come back up, okay? So it's kind of stuck like this, okay? And it will not go back up, okay? So I don't know what's happening inside, but there is a major problem, and we're going to replace these. All right, we don't need much to do this job. All we really need is a screwdriver, okay? A flathead screwdriver, actually, okay? And if you have it, have some kind of a flat object, a prying object, like this butter knife here, okay? You could also use a putty knife, all right? The point is to make sure that it's not too sharp, okay? You don't want to damage the headliner. All right, and this job is really easy to do. Like I said, it only takes like 5 minutes to do it, okay? But here we go. So first thing we do is we're gonna take the pry tool, okay? We're gonna pry off this plastic piece here. So you see that plastic piece? Just get under it with the pry tool and very gently pry it off. There's two little clips right here, okay? And just take that off, okay? If you need to wiggle it out by undoing the visor itself over here, you could do that. And this piece comes off, okay? Now, next thing you do is there are two screws here, okay? And it's very easy to just unscrew those. We're gonna do the first one right here with our flathead screwdriver, and we're just going to go at it. Okay, so this screw actually has some kind of a Torx center to it, but it also has a cutout for a flathead. So make sure you use the flathead if you don't have a Torx type of screwdriver, but flathead works perfectly fine. And just take out one screw like so. Once you've got it going, you can just undo it by hand. All right, just like that. Now the second one, all you need to do is open up this visor and move it aside, okay? That's probably the easiest way to do it. And then you can access the second screw right here, okay? And then just as you kind of hold on to the visor, unscrew this screw, and after a couple simple turns, it should be out, okay? So taking the screw out, and then by hand. Now when this thing drops out, it doesn't just come right out, okay? There's this weird little tab thing here, and you'll see in just a second that when you pull this out, okay, there's a little tab here, and it comes out like so. So there's a hole, and then there's a funny looking tab thing here. See the tab thing right here, okay? And that's it. All right, let's check out our old sun visor versus the new sun visor on the right, old one on the left. And for a long time, I hesitated to replace these because the original Honda ones were very expensive. All right, and they actually didn't have aftermarket ones, you know, at the time that this one first broke right here. Okay, but if you take a look now, you know, there's aftermarket ones, they're fairly cheap, and the quality is pretty good, okay? So this has the fabric thing here, and this also has the fabric thing here. And we can see side by side, you know, they're a little bit different. All right, we've got, you know, the label here, it's a little off-center. Okay, we turn it around here, I'll show you. Okay, the one on the right, the new one, has the sticker, has the label. Okay, the warning label, you know, font's a little funny, you know, picture's a little off. Okay, but it has the mirror, okay? The mirror is very important to the sun visor, right? That's kind of the point of having a sun visor for the driver, okay? We have the mirror here, okay? That's kind of a cool addition here to make sure that it's authentic. And over here we've got a mirror too, okay? So all in all, looks pretty good. Now if you zoom in really closely, all right, let me show you. If you zoom in really closely, you can see that, you know, it is aftermarket, okay? So it's gonna have a couple blemishes here and there, a couple scratches, okay? But usually it's nothing to, you know, be concerned with. All right, you're not gonna really notice it. It's just a sun visor after all. All right, so let's install this new guy. And the great thing about these aftermarket sun visors is that, you know, they look pretty close to the original OEM and they are fairly inexpensive, okay? So each one is actually less than $20 each, okay? You might get it somewhere in the range of $16 to $18. Another important thing that you need to do is you need to make sure you get the right interior color, okay? So when you open up the driver's side door, if you look on the jam area, you've got the color of your car, the body here, and you've got the interior color here. And this one is gray, all right? So make sure you order the right color replacement for your sun visor. All right, now installation is the reverse of the removal. All right, so if you already understand how to take it off, you probably understand how to put the new one in. All right, but here's the new one right here. And it also has this little plastic cover here, so we have to take that off first. So I'm gonna remove that little plastic cover. All right, and open this up here. And you are going to need to preserve or save your old screws, all right? So it'll still go in the same way, but you need your old screws, so do not throw those away, all right? All right, so I'm gonna start it off in this position right here, okay? And I'm going to insert it through this hole, okay, like I did when I took it off. All right, so you can see that here. And I'm gonna grab one of my screws and just start fastening it back in place. All right, so here's the first screw. And just go at it by hand first, fairly straightforward. Okay, and here's my screwdriver. Screw it in. All right, once you feel it starting to get tightened in there, then grab your other screwdriver. All right, and you can move this to the other side, okay, like so. And then you just screw in the other screw over here. Put a little bit of torque at the end. Okay, don't overdo it. You just want enough force to keep it tight, okay? All right, so there it is. It's holding itself up on its own. I'm just gonna put a little extra torque on this one. Okay, and then I'm gonna move this over here. Gonna finish off this screw here. Okay, don't overdo it. And finally, I'm gonna put this little cover thing back on, okay? So just slip that over and clip it in. Okay, and voila. Okay, there it is. There is our visor. Okay, now I'm playing with it now, and it is a little bit funny, okay? I have to say, it's not like an OEM one, okay? It doesn't feel like an OEM one, so it's a little bit funny. But hey, it works, and you know, it's fairly inexpensive, and we're just gonna have to live with it. All right? Feels a little bit funny, I gotta say. Buyer beware, all right? But anyway, that's it. Sun visor is now installed. Yeah, one of the things that's funny about it is this here is actually smaller than the one required to clip in here firmly. Okay, so we might have to do something about that. But this little roller thing here is actually a little bit smaller. So it doesn't really snap in as strongly as it does on the OEM one, okay? But hey, for 20 bucks, that's what you get, okay? All right, one thing I noticed about the aftermarket sun visor is that it kind of only snaps into two places, okay? So it's either like this, or it's like the fully up way, okay? So it's like this, all right? So there's no like in between, you know? There isn't like, I can't go further than this, right? The old one could actually go further than this, okay? You see? It could go all the way, right? Now this one doesn't really do that, okay? So keep that in mind, all right? You're gonna have to use it in the lowered position right here, all right? But it does go all the way up, okay? So we'll get out of your face. Okay, so it does do that properly. All right, but it won't go beyond this point here, okay? You could try, but maybe it'll break it, I don't know. Another thing, it also looks like it's kind of splitting right here on top here. I don't know if you can see that, but it's kind of splitting in the same place where the old one was splitting, okay? So, and this is a new one. So maybe it's just a design flaw of this, I don't know. But just keep that in mind, all right, when you look at these aftermarket parts. All right, and that's it. I hope your sun visor is working great now and you won't have that glare in your eyes during sunrise or sunset. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time on Kelvin's Garage.